It is 10:30 now in Hyogo. Morning. Hey Ken, how are you? Yeah, it's 10:30. I know that people, my bros and sisters back in the States lost an hour. Spring forward. Fall back, spring forward. Is that what it is? Yeah. Oh hey, that's my dog. Um Here, I'll let you see him. Hopefully he won't run off anywhere. All right, so this is going to be my final live stream, and he's been very antsy and anxious. Hello, G-Man. 안녕하세요. 케빈님. 반갑습니다. Yes, it is Suho. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. Wow, so many of you, so quickly. So unfortunately, this guy here has had a rougher time than me, and I've had a pretty rough time this past week. And unfortunately, honestly, his rough week was because of me, partially. Suho, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just because moving has been so stressful, and it's been so nonstop. And his name is Suho. Suho. If you know BTS, no, not BTS. What's that one group before BTS? It's like letters? EXO. I think EXO from Korea. What's up, morning? Yeah, anyway, one of the members, his name is Suho, and that's his name. And there's actually a story of a white horse that in the end gets shot with arrows and is killed in Japan. So every time I say my dog's name is Suho, they're like, oh, shit, like Suho, like the white horse. And then I was like, yeah. And then one day somebody actually told me the story, and I was like, oh, shoot, that's kind of sad. So yeah, it's been pretty tough for Suho. I've pretty much demolished his home. And if you guys know how dogs can be, especially with their sense of smell, I'm moving stuff, I'm cleaning stuff, I'm throwing stuff away. So his entire life is in disarray. Probably more than mine, because he has no idea what's actually happening, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I am taking a break. There's still stuff that I have to do, unfortunately. Very unfortunately, certain things didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to, but I wanted to give you one last little live stream here in Hyogo before I take off for Tokyo tomorrow morning, afternoon. Depends on how quickly and smoothly things go. With the owner coming here, transferring keys, and just kind of taking off. I still have a buttload of trash to take down. If you guys know how Japan works, different days is different trash. Hey, what's up, Steen? Different days is different trash. Tomorrow is burnables, like perishables, food, but there's also like, they also throw away, paper, but also rubber and other stuff. But I have a lot of everything, and basically it's just gonna hang out there until their day comes. Tuesday is plastics. Wednesdays is either like cans or it's plastic bottles or pet. I didn't know what pet was when I first heard it. I was like, pet? The animal pet? So anyway, if you look at the wall behind me, this is where I used to have all my posters. I had my bandmate posters, and I put up Sala, I put up Hades, all that stuff. Yeah, actually, I do have quite a few backed up right now with my interviews. To recap, there's it's pretty terrible. This band, unfortunately, this duo got put on the back burner for a while. It's very unfortunate because they're actually a really good band. And I actually really like their music, but it just somehow they got put in the back. But yeah, there's a group called Electric Mama, which I talked about last year. previously. It's sort of like dance, techno, rock, classic rock. The guitars is actually really, really good. But I did a short interview, one of those little short ones at Osaka Shovel, like a 5 minute one. And I still have to put that out. There is still a Hiroshima video. My friend who owns a hostel and who kind of housed me for the first month pretty much while I was here and trying to find a job. I did a quick video with her, which I still haven't put out. And this is like back in September when we recorded. More recently, there is the Korean copy band, Band Aid. If you guys remember, there were the two girls. Yeah, I mean it's all pretty much gone. So a group called Band Aid, copy band, and the two founders and friends. Um, they basically did an interview with me over Zoom, and I asked them if they wanted to go to the Bandmate acoustic. And very, very unfortunately, it just coincided with a trip that the lead singer was taking. And then the bassist, who was a friend, decided she didn't want to come by herself. It felt kind of, well, I can't just go alone. So, are you? Are you okay? So that's another one. And then 2 weeks ago, for those who remember, I went to Thundersnake Atsugi for the first time, which is owned by Watanabe-san. Watanabe-san is not only the owner of Thundersnake Atsugi, the venue, but Thundersnake Records, Thundersnake, I think it's a music store. And then he's also like the sort of creator and manager for Whiskey Dust. So I saw Whiskey Dust, Jackaronove. I didn't get to see Ash Frost because I was interviewing Sala and Whiskey Dust together. So that's really cool. Hey guys, what's going on? William, Destiny, hi. So I got to interview Sala, or it's funny because in Japanese it's Sara, like Sarah, but so Sara. But I'm so used to just saying Sala because when I look at the name. But yeah, so Sara and Whiskey Dust together, which I think should be pretty fun and interesting. And then last week, my final show in Osaka before I move was at Osaka Shovel again, Women's Power, which almost nearly coincided with my 1 year anniversary with Hades, who also played that day along with Full Moon, Kakume Middle, there was Sirius, Empress, Arc Royal. With the new members, they're actually pretty good. I was really impressed. So Arc Royal, I'm glad that you guys are still around. And then who is the other one? Oh, Paradox. Paradox. So Hades and I, we did another sort of interview 1 year anniversary type of thing. And yeah, so but definitely, I do plan on having other interviews. The issue is that due to the moving and the costs, because there's the cost of throwing stuff away, there's the cost of moving stuff, packing everything. I don't quite know how often I'll be able to actually attend the shows, even though I am actually in Tokyo. It's kind of like when I first moved to Hyogo, I was really excited. I thought, oh, I'm close to Kobe, I'm close to Osaka, I'm close to Kyoto. I can go to all three places when Bandmate plays. And then COVID hit and I couldn't go anywhere and everything was shut down. So I basically didn't go anywhere for, was it 2 years? I didn't see a show for like 2 years. Hopefully it won't be that long before I see a show in Tokyo. And thankfully, because of my relationship with Hades and acting as kind of their photographer at their shows when I'm there, they've allowed me to go in as a guest. So if other bands invite me as a guest, I'll take photos for them, I'll do, other stuff, then I can go. But otherwise, I'm gonna have to actually save up to make sure that I actually have a fridge, I have a washing machine, all that, daily necessities kind of stuff. So, yeah. So yeah, moving has been like the biggest pain in the ass. I mean, like the biggest, fattest boil on my butt. Really, it's been painful. Tried getting through all of it. I think I no, I was pretty good with my timing and stuff. I think I could have been a little bit more efficient, and I could have had a better memory, and not forgotten stuff and had to go back and do stuff over again. And today was just a big hassle. Yeah, a word of advice: if you ever do move to Tokyo or move to Japan and have to move, um, plan way in advance and reserve way in advance. Um, the last time that I moved here in Tokyo with a lot of stuff, I thankfully had someone help me. Unfortunately, I had someone help me, but not to the extent that the other person did, and so I wasn't aware of timing and all this other stuff. So it was tough. And as I said before at the beginning, it was pretty tough for my dog Suho because again, kind of lost, bewildered as what was happening. His house is just being torn apart. It's kind of sad. It's like those orangutans and all those other animals with like the palm trees, the palm forest being burned down and cut down, all that kind of stuff. Oof. So, but I did get a chance. I shared this on Bandmade Fans Cafe. I wanted to share one thing real quickly. Is my friend and former coworker. Her name is Maggie. So a shout out to you. And I will text you to let you know that I did mention you. This is a chip. That she did do a little portrait or portraits of the girls. Um, and I was really, really surprised and really, really shocked. Why? Because she's not a bandmate fan. She doesn't hate them, but she's not a fan. She's not a princess. But she knew about the YouTube channel. I showed it to her. I was always sharing with her at work when I was working, telling her about the bands I was interviewing and all this kind of stuff. She's like, "That's so cool. It's really cool." So she was really encouraging. She was really happy for me, and yeah, she actually went out and did a portrait of the girls. And again, it was shocking because I was like, "Oh my gosh, how when?" So really sweet, really thoughtful. Again, I want to thank you, Maggie, and I hope you don't miss me too much since I won't be in Osaka anymore or around Osaka. So anyway, this is a little gift to me. But yeah, let's see. So it I've been sharing, but finally the past month, I got things taken care of and was like 99% there in terms of working, moving, finding a place. Um, at the same time, this past month got really, really busy because every weekend, well, 2 weekends I was in Tokyo um, because I was either attending a show and again, finding a place to live. And then I went back the following week to confirm a place to live. And I also had to help out Hades with stuff. And so it was like, yeah, it was just crazy, like back and forth, back and forth. And I think that did kind of take its toll a little bit because I did feel under the weather afterwards. But it's crazy. I've seen Hades now 3 weekends in a row. And then this coming weekend, after Shibuya Line Cube the Acoustic, I'll be seeing Hades again on Saturday. I have the option of seeing Hara at her show on Sunday. I don't know if I should. If I don't know, this guy, he's kind of having a tough time being by himself. So yeah, but it's been cool. Again, I've shared over the past year, but my relationship with Hades has grown a lot, and the opportunities not just to help them, to work with them, but to also hang out with them. And it's funny, Mayo. Um, if you guys don't know who Mayo is, she's the drummer for Hades. And if you don't know her personality, please watch the interview that I did with her. Like SJ, absolutely loves the fact that she's such a nutball. She's so fun and so wild. And I think a lot of people do. Um, Alexander M, you were asking if she was married. I don't know. I don't ask. And I don't think people generally just say. I don't think so, but are you going to come over here and propose? Yes, the interview also with Ryan. So if you see that one, so there's quite a few opportunities to see what kind of person Mayo is, but Mayo is really warm, really just affectionate, really fun. And she's, because we actually, message, like I message with the group at times. She's like, oh, finally, Peter, you're coming to Tokyo. We need to hang out. We need to play a lot. And I was like, oh, absolutely. So that's gonna be pretty fun. I'm really curious because in terms of where I was last year and the opportunities I had, they were limited, but they were at intervals, and it helped give me some breathing room. So then I only went to certain shows because those certain shows were here. But uh, mm, mm. Um, but in Tokyo, when I go to Tokyo, there's a show playing. I mean, there's pretty much a show playing every night. And then on the week, no way, Destiny. Um, thank you, thank you very much. I'll talk to you more later. Going to Tokyo is gonna be hard in the fact that there's gonna be so many shows, and there's gonna be so many shows going on at the same time that I'm gonna have to start deciding which show to go to, which I've never had that problem before. Because in Osaka, it's like, oh, there's this band playing this night, and then maybe another band playing the next night, like a Saturday or a Sunday, and that's it. Um, but now it's gonna be overlapping. I mean, if you guys remember, this was, well, like for instance, Yokohama Arena, I remember when Bandmate was playing the same night, Bright Ear had their second night of their 2 nights in a row, their shows. And then, what was it, at the beginning of the year somewhere, or was it February? There was like 5 shows on the weekend. What was that show? Oh, the spin-off. So the Yokohama spin-off, that was a Thursday, but there were so many shows playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it's just, you kind of have to choose which band. And will it always be about which band I like more? Or is it about discovering a new band? And is it about interviewing a new band? Or do I want to continue to build a relationship with this band? You know, I mean, I've already built some relationships with, like, Saisega, Doll Parts, um, Let It Out Idia, who else is there? Whiskey Dust. I mean, there's a number of bands, Shiglapes as well here in Osaka, but there's a number of bands that I've built some relationships with. And, again, there is that. Yeah, yeah, the first night. I think we were all there, right? um, but there were definitely, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so tired. Toronokorami. Actually, Toronokorami, I went to 2 other shows, and I messaged Keiko, the drummer, yesterday because they actually played here in Osaka, but I couldn't go because I was busy cleaning up and moving stuff. So, um, but yeah, I haven't had a chance to really get close to them. I mean, I've interacted with them, I've talked to them, but I don't quite feel like I've yet built a relationship with them. So that's an opportunity. And again, it's like, do I get closer to these bands from before? Which I think I will do. That is something that I want to do. And again, but trying to balance that with, again, meeting new bands, seeing some new, because, like, for example, like, I really want to see Gangire. It'd be great. If you guys don't know Neko Meshi, hey, what's up? Try qui vi jatte, tri qui vi hatte, or I don't know how you say that. Um, but they're also under blacklisted, and they have their album coming out, Whistling Arrow, on the 22nd. So that's Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, on Friday. So if you guys don't know or haven't seen, Ryan Meir had the band submit some answers to some questions that he had. So if you guys haven't checked that out, and I got a chance to listen to their full album when the Foxhole premiered it, actually, I think like a month ago at least. But I liked it. I was really impressed. So check them out. Hey, what's up, Eric? What is going on? How are you? But yeah, again, so there's bands that yes, Gangire as well. So there are bands that I'm close to. I'm getting close to. I met. I haven't met. I mean, all of that. So yeah. Um, yeah, no problem at all, Yushi-san. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you like Gangire, I'm sure you like Nekomeshi. Ryan definitely has a thing for metalcore. He loves like the Death Voice. He loves like the heavy, like Drag Down. Recently, he's gotten pretty close to them, and their guitarist Kenji has gotten pretty close with a lot of people. Actually, quite a few. Oh, thank you so much, Eric. Again, always thank you so much. So it's really cool. For me, it's the opportunity to build those relationships. And of course, there is the aspect of me having more opportunities in building these relationships. But at the same time, it's just building these relationships to build these relationships. Like for me, I love building relationships with people who are passionate about things. And, music has, I think, always been a part of my life in some way. And even though um, part of that went into K-pop, my first couple of years in Korea, because I had Koreans saying, "Gosh, you know more about K-pop than I do." So I don't want to say I strayed, but I experimented. But I'm back closer to my heart with rock. Um, and I'm more rock than metal, to be honest. As much as I enjoy metal, like I'm very much a rock and roll. That's my heart. So, but yeah, it's been pretty interesting wrapping things up, closing things here, opening things over there. And do you guys remember that song? Every new beginning comes from some other beginnings. And name that tune. Who sang that? Who sang it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait. I think one of you should know. I've noticed that even though I say I'm gonna eat and talk, I always end up just holding just holding my food and just talking. The male Allison Hagendorf. I have no idea who that is. No idea who that is. Let me actually quickly show you. Hold on. So this room has been cleaned out. That is where my bedroom used to be. Yeah. What's up? You get a high five from me. So that used to be my bedroom, cleaned out. This is where my office was. And what you don't know is that the desk I used to sit at when I was doing Zooms with SJ, Destiny, and with guests, is that in order to get a decent sort of perspective and view of things, I had to move my desk sort of halfway across halfway across the room. So rather than having my desk up against the wall, it was actually like in the middle of the room. And it was so annoying because it took up space being right in this smack in the middle, but it looked better. So the sacrifices you make to be pretty. Not me. I know I'm not. But yeah. Japan does tend to have narrow rooms, bedrooms. Um, the place I lived in before actually was a lot bigger and a lot cheaper. Well, no, actually, it wasn't a lot cheaper. It was really cheap for its size, but that's because I lived in the countryside. Um, and even though there was nothing to do there, there's maybe just a couple of bars. Um, I wanted to stay just because I loved that apartment so much, for the price and for the size. This place is actually pretty cheap too, but it's old. Things don't work well. Um, there's like a hallway light that never works. There's the kitchen light stopped working after like 2 weeks. The bathroom light will go on and off. Right? You understand, Destiny. We know what it takes to be pretty. That's why we're so pretty. um. So yeah. Let's see. But coming up this week. Oh, this was actually pretty cool. I Google mapped um, my place where I'll be living in Tokyo for to Shibuya Line Cube, and it takes 18 minutes by bike to get to Shibuya Line Cube from where I'll be living. And I was like, that's so cool. I am like 20 minutes away from Shibuya Line Cube, um, which means that I'm 20 minutes away from Eggman and close to other places too. Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the interesting thing is that, mm, no, I can't say everyone has their go-to. That's not necessarily true. Some people just love everything, everywhere, all at once. Um, so, I mean, growing up, I listened to all kinds of music, but because it was played mainstream on MTV, and not necessarily because MTV, especially back in the day, played like everything, but I mean, I was listening to like new wave music, like especially because my sisters too, they were into like OMD, New Order, Psychedelic Furs, Depeche Mode, all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm seeing like Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, um, whatever, the Cars, Rick Springfield. I mean, you name it. Like I was watching everything. Um, but it really, yeah. I mean, maybe everything, but rock really is just. I just love rock. I feel it. It's soulful. It means a lot to me. Um, yeah. So in terms of my music, you are a nerd. You banana man. You banana nerd. Um, so it's I think whether it's me or it's Ryan or it's Alan or anyone from the Gaijin guys or it's old Mr. B or whoever it is, like never take things at face value, um, with what people say, because we all have a certain perspective and we all have a certain sense of in the 80s. I wanted to ask how old you are, but you don't have to share if you don't want to. But I love that song. Jesse's Girl is awesome. He was cool. Um, so catchy too. What was I gonna say? God. Every time I try to answer a question, like I just lose my train of thought. But yeah, 18, 1880s, 1980s, bro. Unless Richard is a vampire. uh, yeah, nothing wrong with being in your 40s, or 50s or 60s. I mean, you are who you are and where you are. Um, so what is that? Seven in the 80s. 80 what? Do you remember? Yeah, I mean, Headbangers Ball was awesome, right? Um, I forgot what that was called when I would get home from school and then I would just watch MTV for like 3, 4 hours straight in like the top 10 or whatever of the week. Yeah, Sai Sega's really good. Sai Sega's. Oh, I actually totally forgot. Today is actually Toko's birthday, the drummer. If you do like Sai Sega, um, go to your Twitter or your X or Instagram if you have it. And TRL was one of them, but it was before that. It was, yeah, I feel like it was before that. But, oh, awesome. Yeah, they're so good. They're so good. 120 is just this Kurt Loder, dude. um, God, I forget all their names. Um, yeah, I'm so blank. You know the interesting thing? This is what happens when you move to a different place and you are surrounded by different culture. Yep, video killed radio star, the Buggles. Um, this is what I've discovered is that when you go to a different place and you're in a different context, different culture, different language, and like you're sort of learning and experiencing something different, all that stuff that you had in your brain, it kind of goes far back. It really goes far back. Tabitha Soren, yes, she was cool. Um, and so there's a lot of stuff back in my brain that I can't seem to bring out. It's like it's it's not coming out. Yes, Martha Quinn. There you go. She was totally cute. She was so charming. Um, man, yeah. Gosh, Kennedy. She was the redhead, right? I feel like Kennedy was the redhead. Wasn't that one the Real World started up too, and like Road Rules? Didn't you ever want to be on one of those shows and like, I don't know, hang out with strangers, get into fights, get drunk, and other stuff? I did. Um, so yeah. Perm? Is that her? Is that Kennedy? There was a redhead too. I forgot her name. Dang it, I can't remember. Um, but yeah, let me go back a little bit. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this final live stream was just sort of, over the past year, from a year ago to now, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. And this is gonna sound weird. Um, but but just out of nostalgia, I can say that a lot happened in this room. And by a lot happened in this room, I don't mean what maybe some of you think it means, but it also means what some of you think it means in terms of uh, everything that took place with Eminem, MNN, here in this room. Uh, so many good times. And I really want to just give thanks to SJ. Um, well, I mean, first off, Bandmate Fans Cafe, because that was really, I think, the genesis of so much. And then because of Bandmate Fans Cafe, and then some of the opportunities that came up because of that, and then finally meeting up with SJ in LA, and then deciding, hey, let's just try this, doing this channel. And it definitely became, well, I did kind of actually expect a lot. This is me. That's not arrogance. It's ambition, maybe. Um, but I expected a lot. I expected for us to have people watch, to have bandmate fans join in and jump in, and um, yeah, this is where I designed our logo, our slogan. Um, this is where all those videos took place. So it's cool. I've lived in this place for 4 years, and I'll be moving out about, let's see, 18, I'll be moving out 10 days shy of when I moved in 4 years ago. And I can't say that it was always the best, but definitely in the past year, even with things that happened with work, even with things that happened with not finding work, with a lot of difficulties. Um, Last year was an amazing year, and I really am grateful for MNN. I'm thankful for just the opportunity to work with SJ, and he's been such, not just a good friend. I mean, like, I've said this before. I've said this before, but um, I've said this before, but if you ever need someone who's really, really going to be there for you, like, SJ is the guy to go to. Um, I would not have survived a lot had it not been for him, so I'm really grateful. No, it wasn't Tabitha. It was somebody else. She had like a perm. Um, I can't remember. It wasn't Tabitha. Tabitha had the shorter hair, I think. Um, but yeah, so really. Hey SJ, Destiny wants a bromance. Any of you guys do like fan pictures? You guys can put me and SJ in like compromising positions. I don't mind. I think SJ totally does, but I don't mind. I'll hang it up on our wall next time. Yeah, yeah, Tabitha was. She was cool too. She was fun. Um, but yeah, so last year again, I think it's been a while though since I've actually seen. Oh, dude, Daisy Fuentes. She went through a lot of health stuff, right? I don't know if it was cancer or what issues she had, but um, she was a cutie. um, well, if it's Destiny, answer your DMs. SJ is asking you. Um, so yeah, last year was a good year. A lot of great stuff happened. Um, Nina Blackwood. Gosh, you guys are gonna make me like look up all this stuff later on tonight, and I still have to um clean and like finish throwing away stuff. So, um, but yes, last I'm saying this like 10 times. Last year was a good year, as hard as certain times were, as difficult as sometimes were. I was grateful for SJ and for the entire community, for all of you that were there supporting me and helping me out. It really was just, you guys have no idea what it's like to be in such a positive community. Thankfully, thus far, I really haven't had any negativity thrown towards me. or if I have, I haven't really kind of like um, taken it to heart. There's been an overwhelming amount of positivity from you guys and the support that you guys give. So I want you guys to know that I survived the past 6 months because of you guys. I was able to continue on because of you guys. And I will still try and do my best. I will still uh, do what I can to make sure that, these bands get promoted, that you guys get to experience some cool things, some deeper things, some things maybe that you guys have never even seen because of the opportunities I have living here in Japan and meeting up with these bands in person. And there'll definitely be times, even like with, again, like, out of all the bands, this is out of every band that I've interviewed, that I've met with, I don't quite have the connection that I've had with Hades, and because of that, I've been given opportunities. Like, when do you get to hang out in the studio while the band is rehearsing, and you get to see the set before the show? Like, that's, to me, that's crazy. It's like with bandmate, there was always that talk of like, God, if I could be a fly in the wall, I wish I could just be there in the studio, watching them record, watching them rehearse, watching them do this. And I actually got to do that. Like, I've had a lot of opportunities with Hades, and I'm so grateful to them. And I can't tell you enough just like what they've done, because I think they've helped open doors. And I think because um, it's interesting. I'm not totally quite sure why. I don't know, maybe if you guys can answer, but out of all the interviews I did in the past year with different bands, it was actually Hades. Like, they had the most views out of our interviews. But I do think because of that, and because of, oh, thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And because of, I think, my promoting them, I think other bands were more open to it as well. So it really, it helped a lot too, you know? Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, I know. I don't say that out of arrogance at all. Um, yeah. So I definitely, it's weird to go from being a fan of a band, like a legitimate fan of a band, to becoming a friend, and that's really meaningful. And I'm hoping, you know, because it's cool, but also because I get to build, relationships with these people. And again, I will hopefully be able to provide them with more opportunities, and vice versa. They'll be able to give me opportunities as well. So we'll benefit each other, you know. Um, a press person. What exactly do you mean by press person? Push? Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna bite this. I've had this in my hand for like 10 minutes. Mm, yeah. So this year, um, is gonna be good. It really did. Um, you know what kicked it off even more? So SJ just said that our relationship, my relationship with Hades, was really organic. Um, and then the numbers drop and the viewers leave. But what really took it to a new level was that, I interviewed them and I took photos for them. And then what really actually, when it took off, was when they asked me to translate for them for the Foxhole, and then also with Ryan. So those two opportunities actually had me meet up with them, and we spent more time together and we talked together. And oh, and then also, oh, with SGBC as well. So it was SGBC, and that's Brutality Crew, and then it was the Foxhole. So those two interviews I did for them, it was like back to back on the same day. And then with Ryan, and it was funny because they came to me. They came to me and they asked me, and that was something like I was really surprised. But they're like, Yuri was the one, the bassist Yuri was the one who got in contact with me, and she said, "Oh, Peter, we're doing interviews. They asked us, could you translate for us? You're kind of like the only guy I really know that we trust or that we have like a relationship with." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, no problem at all." So that, and then the interview with Ryan, and again, it was like going to their shows, doing photos for them, and then translating for them, and then it was like, "Oh, you can come to the rehearsal at the show." And then, it wasn't until like a few weeks ago where I was in Tokyo and it's like, "Oh, you can come to the studio." So it has been really organic, it's been really natural, it's really fun. Um, this channel is not going to become HNN, Hades News Network. It won't, I promise. um, but I talk about the things that I've experienced with bands, and of course, what I've experienced the most is with Hades, and that's why I do keep on encouraging people that if you do love a band, if you are interested in a band, is continue to promote them. Like wear your heart on your sleeve, wear your heart on your X, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, wherever it is, and just encourage them, promote them, and you never know what opportunities may come. Um, like one of the things that I personally always thought to myself is I don't want to be a person who's always looking at history or reading up on history. I want to be a person that makes history. And again, I don't know why there's a sort of ambition I have, but I don't want to just sit down at the sidelines and watch life go by. I want to actively participate and do something that's worthwhile. So if you guys are like that, if you guys do want to have more effect and more impact, then make the effort, go out of your way, do things. Um, even with Bandmade, whether it's things that I've done like online or things that SJ has done, like at the shows and prepared with like fan crowdfunding and stuff, and all these little things that we've done over the past few years. It's just you kind of have to be stupid too to be willing to kind of go through a lot of stuff and get frustrated and like, yeah. So, but again, that's when memorable things happen. And definitely in this past year, um, a lot of that stuff happened for me personally. Just the fun stuff, the cool stuff. Never thought I would have the chance. Like, I never thought about interviewing a band before. I never thought about being like an interviewer. And it just, right? Right? Stupid is key. We both understand that very well. Um, because it is self-inflicted torture, but the outcome is always worthwhile. But there's so many unexpected things, and because of that, I do anticipate that whether it's this year or it's next year or the following year, well, SJ agrees. SJ agrees. And I know because he's told me. He shares with me stuff. I go, what? Why? Um, but because of what's happened even in a year's time, in a year's span, um, I guarantee some really cool stuff is going to happen this coming year as well. And because I'll be much more in proximity of venues, of bands, things are going to happen. Because I know I'm going to put myself out there as much as I'm able to. But I don't know, Destiny. I don't know. You'll get there. You'll get there. Um, but yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, who can predict if things will actually happen with Bandmade? Because we don't even know what Bandmate is like totally up to this year. We know there's the acoustic. We know there's the Incubus show. We know there's the Day of Made. We know that there's three hall shows, right? They'll be playing at different halls, like Diamond Hall and IT. We know their album is coming out in the summer, but there's like pockets, right? Yeah, there's pockets. So because of that, there's definitely something up their sleeve. There's definitely stuff. Will we be an active part of that? I don't know. Last year, one of the fun things, frustrating things, tiring things um, were the tattoos, and that definitely just kind of came up. It was just like, hey, SJ, what do you think? Should we try to do these, tattoos? Should we try to do these little updates? And one of those moments where I felt stupid because I kind of regretted it. It's like, oh my gosh, another show, another show. And then between SJ and myself, like, do you want to do it? I can't do it. Can you do it? I don't really want to do it. So, but based on all these things, I mean, you guys really enjoyed. Welcome to the Stupid Club. Yeah. Hey, Alexander. Bright Air, I think today was their sixth day in studio, sixth or seventh day, which is really cool. I'm definitely excited for Bright Ear's new album. They're going to be coming up with some really good stuff. Um, oh, no problem at all. Thank you so much. Yeah. Take care. I'll definitely see you again. Um, oh, hey, thanks so much. Thank you so much, Chris. A tattoo for every tattoo. How many was that? SJ, do you remember how many tattoos we did? I feel like we were in the 30s. Somewhere in the 30s. It was a lot. Um, Man, especially when Bandmate was going nuts and doing like back to back pretty much. Or there'd be like a day break and then back to back. I don't know what's happening with Aldius. I know that Marina left, but I don't know what it is. So, oh, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, no, oh, absolutely. The internet is the place. You do need people. Oh, Asterism just played in Paris. Um, what else is happening with them? I don't know. It's been hard keeping track of stuff just because I've been, again, moving and all this stuff. So again, really tough keeping track, but gosh, what else is happening? I don't know. Throw something out and then maybe 30 cents. Yeah. Yeah, close to 40, so it was a lot. お疲れ様でした. Good job, SJ. We did good. We did good last year. And we'll do good this year. And one of these days, we'll actually do a video again together. It's been so long. Um, Yoshi, I know, they had the last rock stars and, oh, don't say that. Oh, Reno is actually, something's happening with Reno also. There were a couple of announcements or posts on Twitter X. So something is happening, but with Aldius, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. I really don't know what's gonna happen with them. Yeah. Aldius was probably one of the other bands I was really into the first year, besides Bandmate. I mean, Bandmate was like by far like eclipsed everyone else. Bandmate. Well, actually, it was Miku. Miku did an interview A little while back. Did you notice that they cut a goofy made in hate solo? I hope they. I don't remember. I don't remember. Um, what was I gonna say? They do a lot of live streams. Asterism in particular. So different bands focus. Um, oh, that's cool. Oh, the Bokeh Beaver. Yeah, they're kind of like the sort of the hit underground band, right? Are they really underground though? I don't know. I don't think anybody in Japan really knows who they are, but I think foreigners really have really dug into them. But Asterism in particular, they do live streams on their Instagram. So it's usually Halka's. Um, yeah, but they do a lot of live streams like constantly. And then Dim Rays, they use TikTok to do their live streams. So depending upon which band that you're into, it's good to kind of see where their focus is. Because certain bands focus on different things, whether it's YouTube, because like Brightier, for example, Brightier focuses um, on YouTube, which is why they have like their little things. Yes, I will be going to Line Cube. Mm, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool to see the friendships that these bands have with each other. One of the cool friendships that I see is with Doll Parts and with Sega. And so they actually have a show coming up in August on the 3rd. As a band, they put this up together. They did this actually previously, but they're doing it again. Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you. Um, and they're calling themselves like Doll X Sai, so Doll's High. Um, but another thing that's interesting is My Little Devil is another band, but My Little Devil is a younger band. But it's interesting because I believe the lead singer, her name is BB. She really looks up to and really loves Hades a lot. So that's another aspect too, is that you have this sort of senpai kohai relationship, 선배 후배 in Korean. Um, yes, Sega. Um, they have thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Bill. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. Always, constantly, thank you. Really appreciate it. I thank you. I will maybe be able to get a fridge rather than eating out at 7-Eleven every every day. Yes, Sala will be twitcasting. So Sala's birthday is actually May 1st, but she's gonna have a show on the 28th of next month of April. So there are various bands playing. So she's gonna be performing that day with her band, but also with Hades, and then a few other bands that I can't seem to remember at the moment. But going back to My Little Devil, is they really look up to Hades, and so when I was looking on Twitter, she was constantly just like giving them praise and thanking them and saying she looked up to them. It was really really cool, and so that's another aspect of that. Again, senpai kohai. Okay, bye Destiny. Thank you again so much. 못 만나는 건가요? 만나요. 네, 가는 거예요. Um, so on Wednesday the 20th, Line Cube Shibuya. I will be there. I will be at the acoustic. I will try to. I can get there earlier, so I'll be able to visit them. To go to the bandmate show. So hopefully do like some interviews, and then I will definitely do a follow up afterwards, so you guys can catch me that night. Should be okay. I should have internet working, and if not, I can just use my phone data. Hopefully, I haven't run out of it. Um, but yes, so I will be there at Line Cube Shibuya. Um, it's doubtful. Yeah, Dan, it's really doubtful. With this kind of show, I mean, they've been really generous in terms of what they've done and what they've streamed, but I think maybe we've gotten a bit spoiled, but I don't think that's going to be the constant. Um, yeah. So will it be recorded? It depends on what kind of show they make it into. If it's just a straight acoustic, you know, with Bandmate, never say never. Never say never. I don't think so, but never say never. Yes, I will see you there, Jim Morrison. um, 오케이. 그렇죠. 지금 11시 반인가요? 네. Okay, cool. Free show. Oh, that's Friday. Um, also on the 20th, if you're not or you can't go to the acoustic, um, if you can't go to Bandmaid's acoustic on the 20th because you didn't get the lottery, but you want to go to a show and you are in Tokyo, there is a show going on. I believe it's at Crescendo. Yushi-san, is it at Crescendo? For Sally, she's a guitarist. Her birthday, but Hades is also playing that night. So if you are here, can't go to the acoustic, and want to go to a show, then I would definitely recommend that one. Yeah. And they'll also be playing on the 23rd and then Sala on the 24th. But what was I saying? Gosh darn it. So Shibuya Line Cube. Yes, I will be there. And then after that, I will be at the Incubus show on the 1st, and then the Day of Maid on the 10th. So those are the 3 Bandmate shows I will be at for sure. Live Station at Meguro. Okay, so if you guys do want to see Hades and you are available this Wednesday, same day as Line Cube Shibuya with Bandmate Acoustic, you guys can go to that show. Thank you, Brian. Oh, you mentioned, is translating hard? Yes, it is. It is such a pain in the butt. And you had to prep a lot. I do believe Line Cube is sold out, yes. And is there other stuff that I wanted to mention? No, I think I think that's about it at the moment. Yeah, as far as there's quite a few shows with Hades coming up. And then I guess I can post that later on, but there's yeah. And then with other bands, Toranoko Rami just played last night. Again, I couldn't be there because of moving stuff. Saiseiga, yeah, man. What was it? I cannot remember. Gosh. My mind is really blank, even with bands right now. I know Dim Rays has stuff going on. Again, Nekomeshi, their album is coming out on the 22nd, this Friday. You guys can check it out then. If you guys like their stuff, when you try maybe streaming it, you guys can go ahead and buy their album. And then... Goodness. Whiskey Dust also has a show on the 31st of this month. Wasala again at Yokohama Lit. I've never been there. What's up, Devin? How are you doing? And they have another show going on after that, I believe at Thunder Snake. So there's just gonna be shows all the time. So again, it's gonna be a different creature, and yes, it does sound lit. I'm gonna have to sort of manage my way around these shows and figure out how it's gonna work, especially with starting new work and getting adjusted, giving myself time, spending enough time with my dog. He can be needy. He does need attention. And thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. I need to go too. I may just end up closing up shop and then sleeping and then getting up early to finish everything else because, God, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Yes, dim rays. I think I mentioned previously. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But our schedules didn't work out previously. And so I told them, hey, look, I'm going to be moving to Tokyo. When we do have time, we can meet up again. Let's meet in person. Let's do something fun. But, I'm here to support you and, we'll do this. So things are going to be happening with them too. The only band I can confidently say that things are going to happen with is Hades. Because I know that we will get stuff done. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's finally here. It's finally happened. After all this time, it was tough. It was quite arduous. Oh, by the way, on my downtime, I started watching Shogun. Um, it's on Disney Plus. It's on, I think, FX or Hulu as well. Is anybody else watching that? I recommend that show, Shogun. It's really, really good. It's really, really interesting. And I do think you guys will enjoy it a lot. Yes, it's. I was sad because I only started watching it yesterday, and then I was like, "What? This isn't binging." So it's episode 4, and then I'm like, "Wait, where's the rest?" But it's good because I had to, finish moving stuff. Yes, I am growing up. I this way. Man, this is one of the worst things about doing a YouTube channel is that you know that you're just getting chubby and you still have to work and do YouTube videos even though you look like a ball as I eat my potato chip. Um, all right, guys, yeah, no, man, totally. Shogun is awesome. I recommend it. With Saiseiga, definitely. They are a band that I will always recommend. They are a band that you have to see live. There are a few bands. It's not every band, to be honest. Not every band I see, I feel like, oh my gosh, you have to see them live. But I mean, especially when you have a front woman like Regan. I mean, you'll see. You'll see. Um, Yeah, I mean Hades also. Oh, by the way, on I believe in Burn magazine, there's a section like a list of sort of brightest hope. There's like a voters, like readers, they voted sort of who is sort of the brightest star, the most recent thing. I'm not sure about in Japan, but Hades got voted number 10, which is a pretty big thing. I think it's really, really cool. It's really sweet. So really kudos to Hades, and I'm excited to see them grow. But yes, Sai Sega, I would definitely love for them to go to the States. Hades, I would love to see them go to the States. I mean, there's so many bands I would love to see go to the States. And hopefully, God, hopefully. Um, yeah. Like, what was it? In Bandmade Fans Cafe, there was this post and this talk of who really started this sort of Japanese invasion. Yes, Metallion. They definitely have a lot of the indie rock and metal bands. Absolutely. Um, but there's this question of like, was it Stereo Pony? Was it Scandal? Was it Shoya? I mean, of course, there's all these different bands, but we are definitely living in a golden age. Um, of course, I've been around the past 6 years in Japan, and I've been following Bandmade mostly, but then opening myself up to all these other bands. Um, but in and I only recently joined this community, this online community of like more people who are into just Japanese bands in general and not just Bandmade. Um, but it really does seem like it's picked up a lot. I mean, Bandmade has definitely done a lot. Baby Metal has done a lot. Hanabiye has done a lot. Atarashi Gakko has done a lot. There's a lot of different bands that are sort of picking up steam, and they've really attracted a lot of attention from outside of Japan. But it also feels like a lot of attention through different people. No, well, I wasn't there, but I know Baby Metal was a pretty big deal when I first discovered them. Like, I was playing karate, like, every single damn day. Um, Wait, I didn't quite catch that. My brain didn't quite catch that. But so it does really seem as though more people have sort of gotten the idea of looking to all these other smaller bands in Japan, and not only paying attention to these smaller bands, but also doing their part to promote. Like, I do see much more on Twitter. But again, maybe it's just because like I'm doing it myself. But I do see more people paying attention and more people again promoting, more people like just sort of, hey, look at this band, hey, look at this band, and trying to interact with more people and more bands. So yeah, I mean it's really cool. I'm really very excited. uh I'll be honest, when I was at the Yokohama spin-off and I saw Saiki's hair, I was gonna shout out. I was like, "You cut your hair!" But I was like, "Should I? Should I? Should I be obnoxious and do that?" And then before I could, somebody else said it. She's like, "Oh, you noticed?" I was like, "I noticed too. I didn't want to say and interrupt." Um, I actually kind of like her previous hairstyle, but you know. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for joining. Appreciate it so much. I'm actually gonna take off. It has been over an hour, and I do need to get rest. So, oh, I mean, she can do whatever she wants. Just an opinion. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Whether you joined us at the very beginning of MNN or you joined us along the way, whether you joined us because of Bandmade or you joined us because of another band that we introduced that you were also interested in. I'm just glad that you guys are around and along for the ride. And I definitely hope that you guys will, again, continue to just follow us, stay with us. Again, the best is yet to come. There's a lot of good stuff happening, and there's going to be even more good stuff happening. And I do not see it ending at any time soon. And again, SJ, we have to talk to each other one of these days. Uh, I feel like we're like living in different countries, you know? Yeah. So, oh, I know. I've cut my hair before. But yeah, she can do whatever she wants. I prefer her previous, but that doesn't matter. I really don't care. No, I can't say I don't care about my opinion on things, but I'm someone that believes that people can do whatever the hell they want with their lives, with their hair, as long as they're not hurting somebody else. Um, so, but anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We will continue to do some really good stuff. Um, Again, there are definitely more interviews coming up, and I know that SJ is planning stuff, and we'll try to plan stuff together as well. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you, yeah, when you're here in Japan. Um, mm, yeah, small venues, man. It's the best. Small venues is the best. Over and above arenas. I don't care about lasers and light shows. I just want to be up close. Thank you, Bill. ありがとうございます。本当に。ありがとうございます。I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, the next time that you see me, you will see me in Tokyo, and not just as a visit, but as a resident. So life will begin anew. It's crazy. I've been in Japan 6 years. I lived in Korea for 7.5 years. And at the tail end of Korea, it really felt torturous. It felt like it had been dragging for the longest time. But for some reason in Japan, in some ways, I feel like it's just beginning. So I'm excited about that. And I never thought I would actually live in Tokyo. I just thought it's just too big. I mean, LA is a big city. That's where I grew up, but it's a different kind of big. Um, and if you want your space, you can have your space. In Tokyo, you definitely can't have your space unless you're just back at home. Um, yeah, so it's gonna be good. All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. Thank you for those who donated. Thank you for those who supported. Thank you for those who encouraged. And yeah, if there's anything that you guys do want me to do, please let me know, and I'll do my best to do it for you if it's possible and it's good for us and for the bands. So thanks, Banana Man. I'll see you again. Thank you guys, everyone. Um, Akia? Oh, Magnavolt. I don't know who you are. If you guys don't give me your names and your like pictures, I don't know who you are. Oh, okay. Akia, is that what it's called? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I saw one just walking Suho earlier yesterday. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I want to take off. Thank you. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna get up early, finish everything that I can, and then move on from there. Peace. Love you guys. This has been Peter from MNN. I'll see you again. Thank you. Bye.